give it a couple of hours in the morning to see if anything happens. If I don't get anything at all, what I'll do is I'll move on, fish a few other swims. Well, I've moved, and I've also set the brolly up because it's really windy in the moment. It does do better in the afternoon on this lake, so you never know, it might just suddenly turn around. It's an absolute disaster today, absolutely. I cannot believe this. Oh. Well, I'm back at Muck Lakes. I'm on the members lakes again. I've come onto the easier water again. Last time I said I wouldn't, and I kind of thought I wasn't going to come back on here, to be honest. There's another lake on here that I wanted to get on that's got much bigger carp in it, and well, well, a lot of carp have come out in the last couple of days, so I just thought, you know what, I'm going to come on here. It's probably going to be the best time to actually get as many bites as possible on here, and maybe I might be able to get those ones that I've wanted to catch out of here as well. I'm only doing a day session as well. I haven't got huge amounts of time, so my plan is if I don't get a bite, move on. Give it a couple of hours obviously to try and see if I can get something, but there's lots of carp in here and I just want to move around and try and get as many bites as possible. There's a couple of carp in here I would like to get. There's a lovely ghostie in here. I think it goes about £19. And there is a fish called the mug, where it's sort of mid-20-ish size. It does vary, obviously. Just before spawning it should be its biggest weight. It should be close to £27, but we'll see if I can get that one. It did come out a couple of days ago, which is a bit disappointing, but I'm sure it's going to be moving around and feeding. I've come to the shallow end. Now, last time I did a session on here, I did a 24-hour session, and I went for the deep water, only because that's where I was catching. And as it was like coming out of winter into sort of early spring, it was fishing very well. I didn't do very well last time. I caught a couple of carp, but it should have been way more than that. There's been quite a lot of carp being caught. Like one person had 30 carp. So, you know, there is a lot of them you can get. There's a lot of carp in here and you should be getting multiple bites. If you're not, obviously in the wrong spot. So last time I was in the deep water, that's why I've come to the shallow water straight away. I'm going to give it a couple of hours in the morning to see if anything happens. If I don't get anything at all, what I'll do is I'll move on, fish a few other swims, come back, and then I will fish in here for the last sort of couple of hours at the end of my session, and maybe that's the warmest part of the day. Maybe they'll start moving down here, but I thought I'd have a go straight away, see what happens really. I thought I'd do it, come down, have a go, see what happens. If nothing happens, obviously then I can come back later and, you know, do some other stuff. And on the other side of the lake, you know, there's some deeper water up there, so I might be able to do some sig fishing, maybe some margin fishing up there as well. Maybe they're in the margins and the reeds or something. But for now, I'm going to see what happens on here. Decided to put one in the margin. It is very shallow around here, like I said, so I've gone about 10 foot out. I didn't want to go too close. It's really shallow in there, so I've just gone as far as I could and still be in the margin, as it were. I decided to only fish 2 rods today. I just wanted to be a bit more mobile, I want a bit more on the move really. Normally I'd fish 3 if I'm staying in a swim, but I've decided that if I need to move, I'd rather have 2 rods, it's just easier. So the other rod, I kind of trying to figure out where I was going to cast it. I've got 2 islands and I've got a shallow bit in between the 2 islands as well. It all looks really good, but I've decided to put one on the island, I think, because last time I was here I did see a carp jump on the island from right over the other side. I saw it jump and leap straight on it, so I thought, yep, you know, that's a good spot. Maybe when I come around here I'll try on the island. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. I'm going to get the rods out and hopefully we'll get a bite or 2 today. Let's see. Well, the rigs I'm using today are Ronnie rigs on both. One is on a lead clip and one is on a helicopter setup. And the hook baits I'm using is, the one in the margin is on a dumbbell cork dust all nut wafter, and the one towards the island, or the one I'm going to be casting out maybe to show and fish, or the island for now, that is on a red lobster pop-up. In the margins I've decided to feed pellets and chopped up boilies. So my pellets are 6mm all nut and 6mm red lobster, and the boilies I'm using, which are the same ones that I'm chopping up and putting down the margin as well as throwing out, they're on all nut 15mm boilies and red lobster 15mm boilies. So I've basically gone for the old all nut and red lobster combination. It's all about getting as many bites as possible today. That's why I've literally just bought some pellets and some boilies. I've also got some dog biscuits with me if they're on the surface, and I've sorted out a load of zigs as well, so if I need to do zig fishing I can get on and do that. Yeah, so for now I am going to sit back and see what happens, and if nothing happens in the next 2 hours I'm off exploring and trying to find out if I can find the fish, or maybe just try a different swim for a couple more hours and see what happens. You know, it's all about just trying to get as many bites as possible today. You know, I just need to just try and put some bites together. Even if they're not very big, I'm happy enough just catching doubles and mid doubles, so let's see what happens, and yeah, hopefully I'll get a few bites. Let's see. Well, I've moved, and I've also set the brolly up because it's really windy in a moment. I moved because it didn't look good. I gave it a couple of hours, nothing happened at all. I decided to come to the opposite end. It is quite deep, it's about 9 foot most of the water here. It does shallow up obviously towards the margins and stuff like that, but it's pretty deep water in front of me, but it does do a lot of bites. So I've decided to cast one to the opposite bank. It's a non-fishing bank, that one, so you can't actually fish from that side. I've cast it about 6 foot from the bank, something like that. And I've put a spread of boilies over the top of that. That is actually the helicopter rig with the red lobster pop-up on it. And the other one I've decided to put a zig on. Now, I thought I'd try it because the last couple of sessions I've been avoiding doing it, but I've decided to go for it on this session because it's deep out in front of me. I thought might as well try something a bit different on the other one. That is actually on an ocean fruit yellow 12mm pop-up that I've sort of shaved down, and basically what I've done is I've put it on top of a piece of foam. So it's foam, and then it's got a little bit of the ocean fruit yellow pop-up on top, just a little bit shaved down. I sort of cut the sides down, cut it in half and put it on top. It looks pretty good, I'm pretty happy with it. And I've just cast that about halfway out, and that's it really. I'm hoping it'll work, hoping something happens. Maybe a change of swim, maybe slightly changing the tactics, see what happens. Well, I've had to move again, nothing was happening at all. I've been in that swim about 3 hours and nothing's happened at all. I don't know, I've been chasing them around today and I can't seem to get them at all. I can't even find them, to be honest. I've not seen a single carp show. I haven't seen a single thing that tells me a carp is anywhere at the moment. I've moved to a spot that pretty much demands margin and island, and I've decided to just put 2 rods in the margins really. I've got one out just in front of these reeds, and I've got one to the right just around this bush, just close in, and just throw over some 6mm pellets, the combination of the all nut and the red lobster. Oh, one thing is that I've changed my pop-up to a ocean through pink pop-up. I just thought maybe a bit more in the face really. The other one was sort of like matching the boilies that I was putting out, but I decided to go for something a bit more bright. Maybe they might see it and take it. But it's a difficult day today, I don't know why, but it's been really difficult. It does do better in the afternoon on this lake, so you never know, it might just suddenly turn around and I'll get a few, but it's been a struggling session so far, so we'll see. Hopefully I'll catch something soon. Well, I've just had to make a decision what I'm going to do, if I was going to pack up and move back to the swim I started on, or stay in this swim, and I've decided to stay in this swim. I think it looks pretty good. I'm fishing in close, the sun is beaming right down there as well. I still think it's the best bet of getting a bite. I'm not even worried about getting multiple bites now. I don't care about getting multiple takes, I'm just care about getting an actual carp at the moment. I can't believe this. After hearing a couple of days ago that it was kicking right off on here and there was so many carp being caught, I was kind of expecting to get at least 5 or 6 bites today. Even if I lost a couple, you know, at least I was getting something. But I can't even get one. It's an absolute disaster today, absolutely. I cannot believe this. Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm sort of stuck here now. You know, I did plan to go back, but I've had a look down there and it doesn't look interesting at all to me, so I think this is the best chance. I'm just going to stay here and hopefully something happens. I'm just going to keep going, I think, and I think I'm going to add some half boilies over each rig, just so there's something a bit different out there. I've just been feeding little pellets so far, so I thought I might put a few half boilies in there. I'm going to do that in a little bit. Nothing else I can do really. I'm just going to have to wait it out and see if anything happens, and yeah, I'm just hoping I don't blank. That's what I want, just get one bite and that'll do me. Yeah, it's unbelievable really, considering how warm it is and how nice it looks. It is really windy and really annoying me today, but I just got to keep going and hopefully something happens soon. Well, didn't manage to catch anything in the end. It's been pretty hard. I've tried moving, I've tried everything. I've tried different hook baits, I've tried jigs. What else can you do? They did spawn a couple of days ago on here. It is way too early for spawning, but somehow they started, and I think it's ruined it. This lake is just not fishing as well as it should do. But what can you do? I've tried really hard. All I've got to say is thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.